Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got in a flashlight to take a look at. This is a newer release from Sofirn and the model is the ST2. This is going to have a rotating or pivoting head. It's going to have a white LED, a UV LED, and a red LED. Also have good performance and good run times. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications. We'll go over the user interface. I'll try to give you guys some beam shots and then we'll get some overall thoughts on it. Quickly show you around the box. Looks like they're using an ST2 LED in it. Definitely on the cooler side, 6,000 to 6,500 Kelvin there. There's some of the specs. You can pause and read any of this that you want to. We'll probably go over most of it. And there's a QR code for you there. We'll pull everything out here. See what all we get with this. So looks like we got a little baggie here, a lanyard down in there. Looks like it's type C to C charging cable. And a manual. And then we're going to have the light itself. Looks like everything. Quickly show you this manual. Show you those figures first. And then the English version down here. And as far as the warranty, I looked on the website, looked in the box, looked in the manual, and I can't find any information on it. But here is the ST2. Give you guys some close-ups before we start going over all the details. The majority of this light is made out of aluminum. It has a gray anodization finish on it here. The USB-C port cover there is rubber. This is using two 18650 batteries. It's supposed to have over 7,000 milliamp hours of capacity. The batteries really aren't meant to be replaced, but you can replace them. There's two screws here on the bottom here, and this cap will come off, and there's two flathead 18650s in there. Dimensions on it, we are looking at 4.4 inches in length. Our width at the widest is 1.8 and thickness 0.9 inches. Weight on it, 8.6 ounces. This has a waterproof rating of IPX6, so it is safe to use in the rain. Probably even drop it in puddles and stuff, but it's not submersible. And the drop rating or impact rating is tested at 1 meter. So let's get into actually using this light. This was in the box basically saying that it's shipped in lockout mode. So if we try turning it on, it'll just basically just flash to kind of let us know. I did want to show you guys though that in lockout mode, if you press and hold, you can get like a low amount of light, and then when you let off of the button, it will shut off. But let's press this the 4 times and get it out of lockout. So we're going to have the switch right here. If you want the red light, you just move this over here to the red. Just the white light was there in the middle, and the UV is over there. So very simple on that. So a single press of this center button is going to turn us on, and then a single press turns you off. It does have mode memory, so whatever you last shut it off on as far as the brightness goes, it will come on that same level. If you want to change your brightness levels, you just press and hold that side switch. It'll go up and you just get flash right there. Now we're at the highest amount. That is 3,000 lumens. To get to the lower amount, you just press and hold. You can stop anywhere you want to. So I'll take it all the way down to the lowest amount here, and that will be 5 lumens. We'll ramp back up through it. At the highest amount, that 3,000, it'll throw 270 meters. Another thing is, if you are like, let's just say you're at one of the lower outputs, you can double click kind of fast here and it'll immediately take you up to the turbo amount. so you don't have to sit there and hold that button to get there. Another thing is, let's say you're in a lower amount, you go up to the turbo by double clicking. You can double click again and it'll take you back to like the lowest amount, and that's at 5 lumens. This light does have a strobe, an SOS, and a beacon. So if you're sensitive to flashes, you can look away for the next minute or so, but you get to that by triple pressing this button here. That is our strobe. If you want the SOS, you double click while you're in the strobe. And then if you want beacon, you double click again. And that'll just be a flash every so many seconds. And to get back out of it, you just single press. And it takes you back to your regular light. To switch to one of the other LEDs, you can have a light on, like we can be on the white and then just flip that and it will switch. Or you can be off and switch it over. It doesn't matter. Either way is fine. Red is kind of similar to the white. You're going to basically, it's stepless dimming again. That's going to be our brightest red. That's 130 lumens. And again, we can press it, go all the way down to 1 lumen at the lowest here. From the lowest, you can also double click and go right up to that highest amount, and then right back down to the lowest amount by double clicking. You can also triple click, just like we did with the white, and get a flashing red. And then to switch over to the UV, we'll just move this over there. And there is a high and a low on the UV, and you just basically press and hold to switch between the two. And I believe that is 365 nanometer, and the output on that is 1240 milliwatts. And let's see what that's going to look like. So you can clearly see that stripe there in that $20 bill. And there's lots of other things that you can use a UV light for, such as stain detection, leak detection, scorpions, certain types of rocks. Well, that's basically it on the user interface. It's a very simple light to use. I don't know if you've noticed, every time I turn it on, there's a little light that comes on right here. That is a battery status indicator. When it is solid green like that, it means we're somewhere between like 75 to 100%. If it were flashing green, we're somewhere between 50 and 75%. If it's solid red, it's between 25 and 50%. If it's flashing red, basically we're somewhere between 25% and 1%. And I will fully charge this before we do any of the nighttime shots. Did want to show you guys this rotating head. So basically it will go from like 0 degrees to 90 degrees, and it will basically click and kind of make a stop every 15 degrees. It's very, very smooth though. Like right there's the first one. I'll kind of quit talking so the microphone can pick this up. But yeah, it's super smooth. Like it's not ratchety or anything. Super smooth, but you can feel it kind of hit each of those spots. So again, if you need light in this angle or this angle, wherever you need it. Another nice feature that I haven't mentioned yet is that this does have a magnetic base. And it will basically hold itself. So again, imagine this being on the side of your car, or if you're trying to do a project, you need to light, at a certain angle down here. And as you can see, it clearly supports itself or holds itself in any position here. Alright, let's see what this ST2 looks like here in the dark. I'm going to do the white light, the regular LED first on like the lowest setting. And then I'm going to kind of gradually kind of ramp up through here. So it does ramp pretty quick. And that is our highest amount. You can see there is a good center hotspot, but a lot of spill with this as well. Let's go back down through it one more time. And then back up once more. We'll check out the red inside the house here. Again, it's going to be the lowest first. Probably hard for the camera to even pick that up out there. But let's kind of ramp up through this. Yeah, that is a very bright red, like a deep red. And that easily lights up this entire room. I'm interested to see what this looks like outside. Let's go back down one more time. Get on that lowest setting there. And then back up. The camera will for sure have a hard time picking up on the UV light, but I'll try to show it to you here on this $20 bill again. That is the low setting and the higher setting. Alright, now I'll check out the ST2 outside. It is not the darkest of nights, but we'll still see what this can do. There's a row of trees that's about 60 or 70 feet in front of me. I'm going to start off on this lowest setting first, on the white. You can probably see it here on the driveway. With my naked eyes, I can make out those trees. The camera's having a hard time picking it up. But let's kind of ramp up here. Go just part way up right now. Now you can see them pretty well. We'll keep ramping up a little bit more. There's actually a tree that's kind of in between these two. That's way back there. That's about 100 yards away. And I can actually see it pretty clearly on this setting right here. But let's go up even higher. Go all the way up until it clicks. There we go. Now you can really see that tree back there. Again, that's about 100 yards away. So this does have pretty decent throw on it. Switch over to the red next. Again, I'm going to do the low setting first. Again, I know the camera's going to have a really hard time picking that up. You can see that there in the driveway, but let's kind of start ramping up with it. And let's go up a little higher. And all the way up to the max on the red. There we go. There's the ST2 attached into the side of the car, so you can see how useful it would be if you needed to change a tire or maybe work under the hood. And here it is on the back of the car. I have it set up for that flashing obviously right now, but again, you can see how useful that'd be if you have some type of roadside emergency. Well, hopefully seeing those nighttime shots was somewhat beneficial. Also wanted to show you guys what this will look like in a pocket. As you can see, quite a bit of the light does stick up. Or you could attach that lanyard and drop it all the way down in your pocket. You can also wear this on the side of your belt or attach it to like the shoulder strap of a backpack or like the MOLLE webbing of a backpack. So I've had this ST2 for a few weeks now and have used it quite a bit, and I gotta say I really like this light. The build quality on it is excellent, and like the overall looks and design of it is really cool. This pivoting or tilting head is such a nice feature. It allows you to get the light exactly where you need it, especially if you're using the magnet. And this does not feel cheap in any way whatsoever. I like that you essentially have 3 flashlights in one. with the main white LED, the red LED, and then that UV. And the performance is actually really good on all three LEDs. The beam throws really far. It's very, very bright. Having two 18650 batteries in it, your run times are going to be really, really good as well. And like I mentioned earlier, you can remove these two screws right here. This plate comes off, and then you can just pull those batteries out. If you want to just put fresh ones in instead of the onboard charging, or if you have this for years and the cells go dead, you can just replace them. The user interface of this light is very simple. If you want red, just flip it over there. If you want UV, flip it over there. Easy on, easy off. Like it's just everything simple about it. I also like that it has that ramping or stepless dimming, so that you can get the light exactly where you want it. If you want it to be right there, you can stop right there. If you want it to be higher or lower, whatever you want, you can set it up for it. Some negatives with this light. It doesn't bother me, but some people may not like the fact that it is ramping only. Some people really like that stepped dimming. Another thing is it's not really designed for these batteries to come out. Again, you can do it pretty easily, but it is a little bit time consuming having to remove these screws. And again, this is a magnetic base here. So when you try to put the screws back in, the magnet kind of like wants to grab onto the screws, and it makes it a little bit harder to get them in there, but it is possible at least. And I guess the last thing is, because they are using two batteries, this is a decent sized light. There's a lot of weight to it. And for me personally, it's a little bit too heavy for me to pocket carry. So what I've been doing the last couple weeks is I threw it in a Leatherman nylon holster and been wearing it on my belt, and this works really, really well. So the ST2 is available on Sofirn's website. It's sofirnlight.com. They're coming in around $60. I've ordered stuff from the website before. It usually takes maybe 2 weeks or so to get, and it is free shipping. They're also available on Amazon. They're about $72 on there right now. Obviously you can get it in a day or two, but I'll put both of those links down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on the light, read some of the reviews, or if you want to pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.